It's sad, man. It's really, really, really sad. But now the games begin. And as usual, the left just assumes that they can do whatever they want, basically whenever they want. You know what? I guess they're right to think that. A lot of times they actually can. They've actually proven that they really can do whatever the hell they want, whenever they want to whoever they want. But oftentimes, when they go too far, I think the boomerang catches them by surprise. And probably I think the greatest lesson for the left in history was Harry Reid's nuclear option for judicial appointees. Of course, Democrats, they did not keep control of the Senate forever. I don't know. I don't think they expected to, but it seems like they did. But, they had the nuclear option. And that is the very, very same rule that allowed Donald Trump to basically have his way on Supreme Court appointees. And the Democrats, they can blame all they want. They can blame a million different things, but they did that to themselves. And now, with the weaponization of justice, especially through local prosecutors, we're already seeing the beginning of, again, what the Democrats have done to themselves.
Alvin Bragg sued President Trump and then campaigned on a promise to prosecute President Trump. He is self-interested in this case because President Trump is a political opponent of the people that Alvin Bragg is backing. Same with Matthew Colangelo. This was a top official in Biden's Department of Justice that until recently was being paid by President Biden's administration and has now been deployed by the DOJ to assist Alvin Bragg and is now leading the prosecution of President Trump in Manhattan. Again, this is an individual, Matthew Colangelo, who is a longtime supporter of the DNC. And so the political motivations of these two individuals is also self-evident, which gives rise to the clear accusation, proven accusation, right, that their motivations are illicit. They should have been disqualified from this case long ago.
Yeah, they absolutely should have been, man. And the fact that they weren't, really the fact that they didn't recuse themselves, I think tells you everything you need to know about why that case even happened in the first place. I mean, Alvin Bragg literally ran on a promise to destroy Donald Trump. And he felt that it was his mandate when he won. And I got to tell you, man, no matter what you think about Donald Trump, this is not the way things are intended to work. And as far as Colangelo, I mean, the left refuses to even say his name. The ones that even know his name, they will not talk about it. But, I'll tell you, what reasonable and objective person believes that someone leaves the number 3 spot in the entire Justice Department to become a regular city prosecutor in a city that doesn't even prosecute crime? No one reasonable believes that. And the fact that they won't even talk about it, won't even try to excuse it, explain it, tells you that the left really, really does know what happened here.
I mean, we've discussed Matthew Colangelo. He gave the opening statement in New York, and he was the attorney who questioned Jeffrey McConney, and Hope Hicks in the case so far, and he clearly has ties to the DOJ. Left the number 3 spot at the DOJ. But I guess what I'm asking is, do you have new evidence do you have any evidence that you think is going to be uncovered specifically in these emails that's going to lay out this link for people who listen to what you're saying right now and say, oh, he's just a Republican AG and he just, wants to support Trump?
Yeah, look, these are reasonable inferences to draw from the facts. When you've got, again, Alvin Bragg, who's expressed a self-interest in the prosecution, illicit witch hunt prosecution of President Trump. You've got Matthew Colangelo, who was working for President Trump's political opponent. And again, the objective here is to obtain an illicit conviction of President Trump, but it's also to take President Trump off the campaign trail, something they're successfully doing. And so that's election interference. But I would also point out that there's a long history of the deep state in Washington, D.C. at the Department of Justice behaving in this manner. Remember Peter Strzok and Lisa Page in 2016? Remember how on the eve of President Trump's election, they were already concocting schemes and texting one another back and forth.
I mean, what's the likelihood that you're going to get any of these records turned over to you? I mean, is this an exercise that is going to lead to evidence?
Yeah, we're not going to let the Department of Justice stonewall us. The people deserve to understand the illicit nature, illicit motivation of the prosecutors themselves who are perpetrating this illicit witch hunt. We need to put that out there and have it be transparent. The judge should have disqualified those prosecutors, but if they fail to do so, then the public needs to understand. We need to talk about how we're going to hold the prosecutors responsible. Their professional licensure is on the line. I think there's civil liability, and certainly to the extent they broke the law to obtain these illegal convictions that they're seeking, then it's time to prosecute the prosecutor.
That's exactly right, man. And that is exactly the point. Whatever happened here, the public deserves to know. I mean, there should be no question about what actually happened. I mean, when you prosecute a political opponent for 8-year-old misdemeanors that you elevate to felonies by basically a multiple choice list of crimes that didn't need to be unanimous, didn't need to be proven, and had never had a chance to be defended against, then the public deserves to know how that happened, who made it happen, and should have it happen. Should it have happened? But if not, the public deserves to see that it doesn't ever happen again. And, we're all at the mercy of the law in this country. Our government has over 23,000 pages of 3,000 laws that they can use any way they want, anytime they want, against anyone they want. And the public needs to have trust in that system. I mean, without trust, it does not work. Nothing works without trust. And reasonable people do not trust anything that these people do anymore. It's remarkable that we're still having this conversation, but that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.